And last respiratory viral infection we will discuss in current lecture. It is a mumps, which is caused by mumps virus, belong to the same family, Paramyxoviridae, measles, and family is the same, but genus is rubella virus, and correct name of that species is mumps rubella virus. Again, disease is identified only in humans. A single serotype of virus is described, which makes prevention of the disease is much easier. And actually, again, only single episode of the disease is possible during the life. And usually, mumps is very mild disease, which observed in kids population. And again, in kids collective and kids time period infection is very rarely complicated by any disorder. So common name is mumps, but actually the correct medical name is parotitis, infectious parotitis or epidemic parotitis, because the main symptom of mumps is a swelling of parotid glands, which is usually painful and giving unique appearance for affected person, which is in community known as a hamster's face, or in Russia it is known as a swine face or pig's face. So similar effect of vaccination is observed before 1960s, some 63. Mumps was very prevalent infection, occurred in massive epidemics, and nowadays rate of mumps decreased almost to 90% thanks to vaccination. Infection is human and carriage as well is not possible. Only ill person can act as a source of infection. Usually virus will spread 2 days before any symptom will appear, and it is one of the reasons why disease is still circulating in kids collectives, because asymptomatic people and asymptomatic kids already acting as the source, and they can infect surrounding people. Disease is transmitted by air droplets, and similar way it can be transmitted by direct contact in smaller kids during playing, sharing toys, or sharing some common foods. And incubation period again is about 2 to 3 weeks. And nowadays, about 30% of all cases are asymptomatic, and usually they are diagnosed by evaluation of antibodies before vaccination or by some other reason. And people, parents, or some taking care person will say that kid was not ill. We had absolutely no problems with it, no diseases. But when immune status is evaluated, actually antibodies are already present. It means that kid was ill, but infection was so mild or even asymptomatic that it was not noticed by any close person. So disease lasts for about a week, and again it's manifest by severe swelling and tenderness of parotid glands, single or bilateral, and usually the main manifestation is pain during any attempt to move with the head, neck, or open mouth, because of course it is painful to compress the gland, to touch the gland. Kids are difficult to sleep, they cannot play, they cannot eat correctly, and usually it is the only thing which is bothering those kids. Symptoms will last for a week, maybe with some slight fever, but very often even without any rise of temperature. And spontaneous convalescence will be observed in 7 days. So complications are observed only in elder kids and young teenagers or young adults, and usually they are related to damage of organs with parenchymal structure. In men, it is arthritis and some dysfunctional complication is encephalitis or meningitis. When acute infection will occur, of course, it can have some mortality rate, which is not so significant, but still it is possible. And affection of pancreatic gland or mastitis is possible as well. Prevention is done in the same manner. Isolation of ill person. Usually isolation is not required in hospital. People or kids can be observed at home, and only in some complications or elder aged kids can be put in hospital or infectious department. And again, doctor, school doctor, kindergarten doctor should check all surrounding kids in the group or in the school who are vaccinated against mumps, who are not vaccinated against mumps. It is common measure for any respiratory infection, measles and rubella as well. And of course, those kids who were not vaccinated and who have no immunity, who was not ill, they should be monitored by school doctors, kindergarten doctor, or by parents. And you should instruct that if any symptom of respiratory infection will occur, call to the doctor, stay home, because it is the beginning of infection which is diagnosed in another kid. So specific prophylaxis can be done by administration of vaccine, MMR vaccine or MMRV vaccine. And a few pictures, a few photos of kids. Again, in small kids, it's easier in duration, but anyway, it can lead to severe swelling of the gland. You can see that one side is enlarged. Usually, duration is single-sided. It can be bilateral, but rarely. And in adult kids, that swelling and edema can be much more severe, and of course, general appearance giving unique key to diagnose the disease without any specific test. So we have number of vaccines. The only vaccine which is approved by any medical organization, I mean CDC, WHO, and European agencies, it is MMR vaccine, and it is common type of vaccine which is used in main number of world countries. It contains three pathogens: measles virus, mumps virus, and rubella virus. All three are alive, and vaccine is administered into 2 doses. First dose usually is given in 1 year of age, and second dose in 4 years of age. But actually, we have some frame shifts. We can give first dose up to 15 months of age, and second dose should be given at least 1 month after the first dose. So we have some medical indications for some problems when 2 doses can be given an interval of a month. But of course, it's better to avoid that fast booster dose, and usually it's better to wait for some years. And again, even in some 5 years, kids have medical contraindications for vaccination. Second dose can be delayed up to 12 years of age, and immunity will be still the same good. Besides that vaccine, after injection of MMR vaccine, after single dose, usually immunity is extremely good against measles and rubella. It's more than 90%, and immunity against mumps is observed only about some 80% of vaccinated kids. But after second dose, efficacy of vaccines became a little higher, and actually against measles, it is rising almost to 100%, and mumps up to 90%. And of course, mumps have the lowest rate of efficacy, but infection again is usually mild, and it's not a big problem in that case. So nowadays we have a new vaccine. It is a quadrivalent vaccine, MMRV. It contains varicella virus as the fourth agent, and we will talk about this virus in next lecture. So officially that vaccine is licensed only for kids of 12 months and through 12 years of age. So actually time schedule of vaccination with MMRV vaccine is the same as with MMR vaccine. First dose can be provided in a year of life, and second dose is 4 to 6 years of age. And those countries who introduced MMRV vaccine, it is replacing MMR vaccine. They have absolutely the same indications and timetable for vaccination with that vaccine as well. So in some countries, MMR vaccine is used as the main, and we have separate varicella vaccine which can be provided by will of parents. And one more vaccine is MR vaccine, which contains only 2 viruses, measles and rubella, and mumps is not included in that vaccine. because again, disease is mild and immunity is not so high as for two other pathogens. So that vaccine is available only in few countries, but mainly those countries have a low rate of mumps registered officially, or that vaccine is a little cheaper than other, and maybe it can be used in populations with or in countries with low low level of life. So actually, that vaccine is used in India, MR vaccine, because of very huge number of people who are living in your country, a lot of citizens. Of course, even small difference in the price of one vaccine will make a lot of money if you will talk about billions of people. And India using MR vaccine, and mumps is registered but at a low rate in your country. And vaccine is given a little earlier than MMRV vaccine because of less microbial load. First dose is given in 9 completed months of age, can be delayed till 1 year. And in your country, that vaccine is always provided with vitamin A. Second dose can be given in up to 2 years, and again, it's a little earlier than MMRV vaccine, which is given in 5 years. But again, mainly efficacy of vaccine is good and safety is the same. And second dose as well is provided with vitamin A supplement. So if some problems with the kid is observed in 2 years of age, or we have some medical contraindications for vaccination, second dose with MR vaccine can be delayed till 5 years of age. So nowadays, the main task of pediatrician, is to explain to parents that vaccine is safe and efficacy of vaccine is even the same or even better than after natural disease. And of course, after vaccination, complications are not possible, and especially if some young adults were not vaccinated, or it is a girl, you need to explain that in future life, girls can have serious problems with measles and rubella diseases during pregnancy. And of course, it is initially your duty to make parents volunteer to vaccinate kids and vaccinate themselves with MR vaccine included. And of course, vaccination nowadays is still the only way to decrease mortality, to decrease kids' death, to decrease problems with pregnancy, and common to decrease level of infectious diseases in our community. So please, if you will work with pregnant women or with kids in pediatrics, please do your best to vaccinate kids, to explain parents why it is important, that it is safe, and of course it is a chance to save a lot of lives in the future, or even in current time periods. And again, we had massive examples when adults, kids, students were ill with both measles and rubella, and it's much more severe duration, a much more higher rate of complications in elder population. So it's much better and much easier to vaccinate kids and kids age. For current lecture, that's all we need to discuss. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.